Denying reality is not faith. David could not deny the reality of the size of this giant. He couldn't do it. This giant stood in front of him and he was 10 foot tall. David didn't look at Goliath and say, I know you're really not 10 foot. You can't deny reality when it's happening, you guys. There's a moment you have to look at life sometimes and say, yes, I see that giant. I see you where you're standing. You are big. But see, we were taught in the faith movement for years that you're not to say anything negative with your mouth.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to say something's big. You have to fake it. You have to say, I know you're really not big. That's not truth. No, I know you're really big, but just so you know, my God's bigger. That is faith.
Yeah.
David looked at the giant and said, yeah, I know you're big. Look at the size of your tennis shoes. Look at the size of that sword. Look at the size of the head I'm going to have to drag. I mean, David was having a moment. He knew. But he knew how much bigger his God was. It's not about the what, it's about the who. It's who you know. Denying reality is not faith. David knew Goliath was there and he was huge. David knew God is bigger. David never put his fingers in his ears while the giant was screaming, and David never denied that the giant was shouting. Sometimes we have this but I just can't hear you. You guys, that doesn't work. You ever played the peekaboo weird game with kids when they're like, you can't see me because I can't see you? That's not reality. When you have a problem in your life, deciding that you are trying to deny that you see it doesn't make it go away. It doesn't work. When you feel like the enemy is screaming at you, putting your fingers in your ears and going, I can't hear you, la la la, you don't exist, doesn't make him run away. It doesn't make him leave. No, the Bible says you're to submit to God and resist the devil and he'll flee. So doing that doesn't make him leave, you guys. This isn't a child's game. David didn't walk up to the giant and say, I don't see you, you don't exist. No, he fully acknowledged that Goliath was there. Fully. But he didn't give Goliath the fact that Goliath was bigger than God, because he's not.
Right.
He made God bigger. David never said, what giant? I don't see a giant. Nope. David fully acknowledged that Goliath's existence was there in that field. He acknowledged him. He met him right there. David knew that Goliath was in that field. That's why he picked up the stone. Now notice this. If David didn't believe he existed, David wouldn't have picked up the stone. David was ready to meet him. He was ready for this. He was ready for this fight. David knew he was there. That's why David went and picked up the stone. But David also knew the existence of Goliath's 4 brothers. So David didn't just pick up 1 stone, he picked up 5. Because he knew if I killed 1, I'm going to have 4 chasing me.
Yeah.
Which David's men dealt with.
Preach that one.
David had to make sure. You guys listen, David did not deny reality. He defied it. He didn't deny it, he defied it. He went against what was reality and focused on how big God was. But he didn't deny that it existed. We were taught in the faith movement wrong. And this is what God began to show me. You were taught that when someone said, hey, you got this issue, we were taught to deny it. Instead of saying, okay, I see that, but my God says this. You say this, but my God says this. And this is what I'm going to believe. But it doesn't deny that this is existing. It's simply saying my God is bigger than this. But it doesn't deny its existence. When you walk around and denying the existence of reality, you look like a fool. You do. David wasn't being a fool. He wasn't standing out in the field going, you guys come out in the field and let's party because Goliath doesn't exist. That's not what he was doing. He grabbed the stone, grabbed the other 4, and said, let's go deal with these boogers. Because they are not going to do this anymore. I've had enough. He was going to deal with it. When you walk around denying your problems, oh, they just don't exist. I'm not going to worry about it. But you never deal with it. Then you are not living in reality, honey. And you can say all you want, you're living in faith. No, you're not. You're living in faith when you're ready to go face that giant and pick up your stones and go to battle. That's faith. But it's not faith when you deny the issue and keep ignoring it and keep tucking it underneath a rug thinking it's going to go away. How many of you women have cleaned your house and tucked dirt under the rug and it didn't die? It didn't go away because the next time you picked up the rug, it was still there.
Yeah.
It grew. It doesn't go away.